Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming, and we are going to have a look at this character here, Lord Phineas. Now the first thing to know about him is he's not a lord. So he's brought a little plot of land in Scotland and he's got the title, but he's got none of the other benefits of being a lord. That is it. He's got the title and nothing else. Now what have we done? So we've leveled him up to level 60. We have promoted him all the way up because I feel anyone who's got him is going to promote him all the way up, and you're going to make him level 60. So that's done. Right, gear wise, absolutely no gear on him. Skills wise, there are no skills in him. Awakenings, there are no awakens in him. And artifact, no artifact. And that's how we will run him. So let's go and have a look at some skills then, or his talents. Now, I can't do anything without a cup of tea. So firstly, his talent. When an ally uses their ultimate, the hero gains 1 stack of Viscount's Flame, up to 5 stacks. So Viscount's Flame can stack up to 5 stacks, and it does. Each stack increases crit damage by 25%. So this is a stack that he gets of Viscount's Flame. It's not a buff. So bear that in mind. Additionally, grants crit damage increase to the ally if they belong to Infernal Blast. So this is a buff. So this will get placed on the ally, and it's a crit damage 25%, and it goes on them for 20 seconds. Whereas Viscount Flame is an ability that he has, and that stays on him. So there isn't a time limit attached to the one he gets. There is attached to the buff that he places on other people that use their ultimate if they are from the Infernal Blast. Okay, so additionally grants crit damage increase to the ally if they're on Infernal Blast, but he will take a stack of Viscount's Flame when an ally uses their ultimate. Okay, so 2 distinct differences then. Ally is not on Infernal Blast, then he will just get the buff. If they are on Infernal Blast, he will get the Viscount's Flame stack, and they will also receive a crit damage increase buff. So just to bear in mind. Now his first ability is basic attack, deals 100% damage to one enemy, and he does magic damage, so that's nicely done. His second ability there is a passive. His basic attack has a 25% chance to deal 180% damage and inflict stun to the target. This chance doubles during the ultimate. So if you're using him in Apocalypse, then bear in mind that you might be able to collect some stuns out of him there, and also if you trigger his ultimate during the blade sword part, then you might be able to get a few more stacks out of it. Then that'd be up to 50%. Okay, right, and then we've got this second passive, increases penetration by 5% for each burning effect on the target, up to 5 stacks. So the more stacks of burning you get. Now there is a problem with burning, and we'll come on to that in a minute as well. Right, so that's roughly what he does. Let's go and have a little play with him to make sure he does actually do what they say he's going to do. On to normal. We're going to fight in here, and we're going to get me out of the way. I'll be up here. There's our team. We can use all of these sort of people. We've got some Infernal Blast people. We've got him on a different roster to everyone else, or a different stream to everyone else, and then that way we can sort of mix and match to see who's on what. So let's go and play test him. We're going to see what he does, what damage he does, and then we'll start playing around with buffs and that sort of thing, and penetrations and that sort of good stuff. Right, so skip the intro. We're not interested in that, and then we will chuck him down straight away. We can use that, and I can move myself down a bit. There he goes. Right, he's hitting for about 10k, and then he hits for 5,836. There it is, and then he hits for about 10,500 with that passive proc. So there's a passive, boom, it procs off, and he hits for 10k there. So he has 2 different damage options depending on when the passive procs. So triggering off his ultimate, he does much more damage. There we go, you can see he's up to 14k now. Oh no, 8. So right, so 8,200. So and then he hits for 14k, is it? Yeah, 14k 800. So his passive procs as well while he's in his ultimate phase. So that is worth knowing and worth remembering. Right, let's have a quick restart on this then. Right, so first passive works, does his second passive, I suppose, but his first passive works during the ultimate as well, so do remember that. Let's put our tank down over there. You're going to supply a burn for us. Right, so we're hitting for 10k. Let's see if we can get a burn up at some point. Only got a 40%. There we go, there's a burn up. So we now hit for 5,8. 5,844. So we hit for 8 points of damage more with a 5% buff, and there it goes down, no buff up there, and we're hitting for 5836. Now there's a burn up there, and his basic should hit for 5844. So we get that some form of penetration out of there. That is a bonus and worth knowing. Right, so penetration seems to work as well. Happy with that. Now the only you're struggling to test whether Viscount's flame works, so we've got some gear to put on him, and it's pretty horrific gear, so don't worry about that. We won't be hitting for that much more damage, but we will be able to see what's actually happening with him. So gear, bring John, where's our plan? Over here. It's correct, confirm. Right, we've got him. So he's got some attack built onto the weapon because it's a weapon, I can't avoid it. So, but he's got crit rate on there. The breastplate is nothing but crit rate, nothing to affect him. We haven't leveled this up, but it gives us 18.5% crit, and then we've got defense, attack speed, and then we got some crit rate, so no attack on that piece. And then the last piece, again no attack, but it gives us some crit rate, and that takes us crit rate up to over 100%. So we want to over crit cap it solely so we can actually make sure that our Viscount flame that goes crit damage is actually working. We can't check it if we don't have anyone doing any crit damage, or we can't check it if he hasn't got any crit rate, because crit damage wouldn't matter. So gear wise, there you go, he's just got the 150, he's got no additional crit rate. Skills still aren't done. Awakening, we still haven't awakened, and then artifacts got the red mark on it, so nothing going on there. Right, let's jump in. So normal, and we can have a quick fight again, and we will go and check what he does. So here we go, we'll put you over there, and we will put you over there, and we'll have a look for what you do. 20k and 11, so we're hitting for 11,516, and then his ultimate, or sorry, his passive hits for about 20 and a bit. So if we trigger now, a couple of things will happen. So firstly, because she's part of Infernal Blast, now she wasn't on the same tier as him, she was on the top tier, he was on that second row down. She still gets, so it's anyone on the playing field who's classed as an ally, she still gets crit damage, and that's on there for 20 seconds. So that's the buff she got. He can't see because he's got this Viscount's flame going on him, so he should be hitting for a touch more. Where are we? We're hitting for 11.5, so now we're hitting for 13k. So there you go, 13,100. So we do hit for a bit more. Now, apparently it will stay when you disappear, so there you go, that stack has still stayed on. And then if we do your ultimate, it should disappear after the ultimate finishes. So we'll trigger up the ultimate and make sure that works for us. Don't want to place you down too early. Now, unfortunately, we'll have to worry about the damage after the dragon's gone through this phase. So if we speed up a touch, get through that. There's a dragon, done. Our ultimate's done. Now we should be back to the 11,500. There we go. That's pretty much what we expect. There we go, get you up, you'll trigger an ultimate as well for us, so hopefully that will increase us, and you'll be back round again soon. We can trigger up your... I don't want to use some of the others because they inflict things onto the boss or do damage and magic damage, and it just gets annoying to look at and watch. It just makes it a little harder for us to actually see. So here we go. Right then, so let's trigger off the first ultimate. So this should take us from the 11k, this should take us up to the 13. There you are, we're up to 13k. And then there you go, 800 nearly. She's going to auto trigger her ultimate, so we should take a jump from 13. Come on, there's her ultimate. So we're now up to 14.8. Now the thing is, yeah, Lily's put the attack on her, but she doesn't get the crit damage increase buff, whereas she would have got the crit damage increase buff because she's part of the Infernal Blast. He now has 2 stacks of his Viscount's flame on there, so that's working quite well. Absolutely fantastic. Now the only other thing we want to check, I suppose, is if we get rid of him then and we speed this up, theoretically I would imagine that when we put him back, Viscount's flame would have dropped off and we'd be back down to the 11,100. That's my assumption on how it works, but in sort of a couple of seconds we'll be able to put him back up and we'll be able to test out and see if that does actually work like that, just to make sure, because we never know with their coding on how things are actually going to pan out. There we go, let's slow this down, put you back on the field, and we are expecting, there we go, as expected, 11.5 and the 20k. Brilliant. So that works as intended. equip. Now the only other thing I want to check is I want to put him down with a Volker. Why do we use a Volker? There's a couple of reasons really for this. So Volker uses, she has a passive. So when you use a basic attack, I'm going to have a quick look at basic attack. There we go. Right. So each basic attack launched by the hero restores 7% HP. There we go. And each basic attack launched by allies restores 2% HP. So when an ally does their basic attack, they restore HP. So if we go and quickly play test with her, then we'll be able to see what heals, and we'll be able to find out what's a basic attack and what isn't. I think they're all basic attacks. So, I mean, that's what I'm expecting, theoretically. So there he goes down there. There we go. And there we put down you, and we should see you healing all the time. Heal then, heal then. One heal, one heal. Right, okay. Now I don't think passive heals. I don't think that's a basic attack. That appears to me to be a separate attack. I don't think you're healing your passive. Which is odd. I thought the passive was a basic attack. It doesn't appear to be. That's one heal. One heal. Maybe not. Maybe not as expected then. Right. I put Volker down first. They should do, every time you place him down first, strangely enough, he does. That's good news. He does a double hit. I don't think you're healing off that passive. Definitely only one heal. One heal going on there. So that passive is not, as far as I can see, a basic attack. So bear that in mind. Now, the reason we do this is because the Infernal Roar set deals with basic attacks. So the Infernal Roar set does 40% the basic attack when you have a look at the set. Right, let's drag the set up. Basic attack damage plus 40%. So that passive that you're getting isn't going to be increased by Infernal Roar. That's just worth knowing. I'm not saying it's a bad set or anything like that. I presume it works very well with him. But bear in mind that passive that you're getting is not going to be affected by Infernal Roar. That's quite bad. And word in there. Basic attack has a 25% chance to deal 180 damage. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, that's not strictly true, is it? It's not basic attack. That's badly worded there, I feel, because I don't think that's working as a basic attack. That's just my view on it. Right. And guys, we want to check. So the other thing to look at is the fact that this other passive here does increases penetration by 5% for each burning effect on the target, up to 5 stacks. So we can get up to 25% additional penetration. However, when we have a look at a lot of the champions, they top up their own burning. So if we go and have a quick look at the champions that apply burning here. So we just chuck some in. Normal, fight, and playtest, enter. Right. We'll just get into this on some of the champions that apply burning. Now, one of the things they do is they generally put on burning, and then what they do is they tend to reapply it. So there's Zilitude there. One there. We can get you down there. And to get burning on from different sources, you generally need different people applying it, because they tend to just put on their own burn and then reapply that burn. So to get that many stacks up, you're probably going to need a lot of champions that can apply burn. So if you're one of the easiest ways to find champions that are looking for burn is some brutal, and I mean brutal, self-promotion. So there's a good little website here, Mystical Gaming. Yeah, see, that's the end of the brutal self-promotion. Now, if you click onto Watch Your Realms, then you can go up here and we can search for debuffs, or you can search for anything else you like. But on the debuffs, there is burning there, and there's a list of everyone who does burning. I haven't fully finished it up yet. I will get onto it and finish it up. So people who do damage additionally, if burning is afflicted, is up here, and then those that apply burning and for how long is on here as well. So just bear that in mind. So Abomination only does a 2 seconds, Arrogance does a 7-second burn, but it is only one burn, with the possible exception of this young lady. Now I don't have her, but her ultimate, where is it? There. Triggers automatically when their enemy is in range, increases damage by 20%, dealing 25% damage to one target in range 4 times and inflicting 4 stacks of burning. So very possibly a good ally to have with your Lord as well, if you're doing something that combines the two of them together. If you can get both together, absolutely fantastic. You may well want to consider taking her out of the vault. I don't think she gets a lot of playtime. Will she get some more playtime with the Lord Phineas? I don't know, but maybe. So that's a distinct possibility if you're running an Infernal or you're looking for those burns and the extra penetration. Maybe she will get some more playtime. I don't know, but definitely worth consideration as a shout out for someone to look at there. And there are there's a load of other champions there as well you can look at as well, but I'll finish uploading some of the newer champions because I haven't got them all up there. It takes time and it is just me, so bear that in mind. Now the other thing, so gear wise, I'll just chuck on any old gear that you fancy, you think working for, and bear in mind Infernal Roar won't work with that passive. I don't think it will. Some people might want to playtest that and work it out. Awakenings, let's have a look. Awakening 1 increases base chance of treachery by 5%, so I'll go from 25 to 30% chance to get the passive off. I believe that's his first passive, isn't it? Play the treachery, yeah, there. So that would be an additional chance there. And inflicts burning 5 seconds, so that would be good. I think that is a nicely thought out A1. Really nicely thought out A1. Quite like that. I'd like to be on the test server and test that out to see if it makes much of a difference, but there you go, we're not. So A2, nothing special, 5% AJ. When a Infernal ally uses their ultimate, the talent switches to grant damage to them. When an Infernal Blast ally uses their ultimate, the talent switches to grant damage increase to them. That doesn't make sense, because additionally grants crit damage increase to the ally that belongs to Infernal Blast when an ally uses their ultimate. What's the difference? I don't get the A3 at all. If someone can explain the A3 to me, if I've missed something, then feel free to explain the A3 to me. It makes no difference. I don't think it makes any difference to his talent whatsoever. But it'd be worth knowing. Maybe lost in translation. Maybe I'm just being thick. After the ultimate ends, 50% chance to retain. That is really nice. So you would retain all those as well and not lose your 5 stacks. But depending on how quickly, you've got a team of 8 people, depending on how quickly your ultimates are going through, you might not need that much. But it'd be nice to keep them going. That is good. I quite like his awakenings. Whether they do much for his damage, I don't know. Artifact wise, I should imagine the usual suspects of Wailing Skull on him will work wonders, but he hasn't got his own exclusive yet. But watch and shoot for that coming out. I would imagine that will come out in due course. Now lastly, skills. Where do I want his skills? Pretty much everything comes off this with the exception of the passive, so that would be nice. Not would I want it? Maybe would be too upset here. It's fine. It's a bit of a damage increase. Here's what it is. This I would like the extra penetration, because the 5 you go up, and the skill cap you can get up to 5, 6, 7 caps. There are only a few champions that are going to put on that many for you. So unless they've got champions that are putting on individual burns for you, then I don't think that's going to be, the stack increase is going to be very high, but the penetration increase would be, that would be quite nice. Ultimate, burst damage and cost, yeah. So I would rather have them the ultimate. I would like to have them the first two there. Then maybe his basic, and possibly lastly his passive, I suppose. Maybe. I suppose that would be it for me. I don't think I would overly worry about maxing him fully out. Let's go and see what we get anyway. Penetration, that's a bonus. Basic, oh no. Again into the basic. Penetration. A few more into the ultimate would be nice, if that would be more helpful. Into the passive, fine. And then we're back to skill crystals. So there we go. That's how we've ended up with him. 2 there, 1 there, 2 in there. That's a bonus. I don't see me getting above 5 stacks that often, if at all. And then during his ultimate, 5% increase as well. I'd like the rest in there. Whether I put skill books into it, risking some of the other places, I don't know. But I think, yeah, good champion, nice. So just having a quick look at this, will it be any good here or not? The issue is obviously the boss is magically immune to magic resistance, and everyone does magic damage, with the exception of Setram. So we'll see how it pans out. And just my plan is realistically to chuck down as many champions as I possibly can. Get them all to fire off their ultimates so they all then get back crit damage, and hopefully the crit damage will be enough to take him down. Take the boss down with focus fire. That's the rough plan, and it's not, if we're honest, much of a plan. There's someone else who can use an ultimate. How quickly have we got? How long have we got? We get Hex up as well. And then we now need 19, and then everyone's ultimate up. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens. And we probably need me out of the way as well. Right, that's me out of the way. Everyone's pretty much got their ultimate up. Let's start triggering some stuff off. Come on, Setram. There we go. Right. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's everyone. Got the 2 healers for. Well, it does a fair amount of damage. I don't know if that's enough to take everything down. Who knows? Who knows? Go on, do the extra Sendra. Oh, do it. Do it more. We're not going to. It'll be a loss. We'll see. Can we get the rest of it done? Who knows? But certainly the crit damage on everyone else helps, I feel. There's a boss down. I'm in 2. I don't know whether this is going to be enough. I haven't really looked at it. The healer's even got gear on. Come on! You done there. We got these 3 to go here. We can probably get rid of you. Is this the last 3 that I've got? I now don't need you either. I don't know. It's been made by accident. That will fire off yours because we should get another boost of damage for you. Well, there we go. Restart. Happy days. Yeah, it does help. Do magic damage. I don't know how much it was, but yeah, you can use him there. Yeah, first time. Brilliant. I need to go back and do the other one as well. I haven't done the other one. Right, we haven't done stage 11 because we could never get enough damage down there to clear it entirely. So have we got enough time for a fight? Get in, go. So theoretically this should be easier. We'll swap those 2 over, I think. Not going to get it, is he? Right. There we go. Should be that one done as well. Woohoo! Pretty much done. Hey, that's nice. Right. So we're stuck on. We need one more to do, and of course we can't do it because you need a cultist fighter. Okay. There we go. Stuck on waiting for a cultist fighter. I'm sure I'm not the only person with that issue. So the only other thing is whether there'd be some synergy here between these two for single target damage on the arena. Now he is expensive to put down. A cost of 23 is expensive to put down. However, he would immediately get crit damage increase from the burning. That there we go. So her ultimate goes up straight away. So she would get the damage increase from him, and he would do additional damage to enemies coming in. So maybe there's some synergy there, although like I say, he is expensive to put down. Bear that in mind. But if you've got Xena, then maybe that's a possibility. Who knows? Right. Now do me. Good champion. Happy days. Works mostly. The only issue I think is that passive doesn't seem to work as a basic attack, but I might stick something in as a typo and see if they change it. Who knows? Right, anyway, thank you very much. That would do me. Sorry, long video. I hope you had a cup of tea ready to go as well. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in the video again soon, and if you could on your way out do the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, would help me out massively, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, goodbye.